Today we're in Newport, Rhode Island,
where America's wealthy have spent their summer for over 100 years. Franklin and John F. Kennedy were married here.
But in the Gilded Age, during the late 19th century, each summer Newport became the center of New York high society.
The United States economy was booming from Westward Expansion, creating huge fortunes for the captains of industry and their families. They built enormous mansions that were used as summer retreats for parties, entertaining, and business dealing.
As in New York City, the social scene was ruled by Lady Astor, the heir to the first great American business fortune created by John Jacob Astor in the first few decades of the United States.
Edward Julius Berwind was the founder of the Berwind-White coal mining company. Together with J.P. Morgan, he consolidated the coal industry until he was the largest owner of coal mining properties in the world. Mr. Berwind hired the architect Horace Trumbauer to design and build the Elms as the Berwind summer cottage. The design of the Elms is based on the Chateau de Neuf in France.
Visitors to the Elms would first be impressed by this opulent marble staircase before they entered the ballroom for parties.
This is the ballroom of the Elms Mansion. The Berwinds would have up to 350 guests at their parties and would even have live monkeys for entertainment.
This is the formal dining room of the Elms.
For dinner parties, the Berwinds entertained in this richly designed room that featured a bust of Scipio, the Roman general that defeated Hannibal.
This is the conservatory that was used as a summer sitting room.
The conservatory is bright with natural light and a view of the gardens that gave the family a quiet, relaxing place to start their days. This is the matriarch's bedroom and a bath with a small tub for soaking her bottom after writing.
And of course in the basement and behind hidden doors or hallways were 40 to 50 cooks and staff that took care of the Berwinds and their guests. This is the butler's pantry. The Elms was our favorite, but it was far from the biggest or most impressive mansion in Newport.
This is Rosecliff Mansion, built by Teresa Fair Orlick. She inherited her fortune from her father's discovery of the Comstock Lode silver mine.
Teresa Fair Orlick was born in Virginia City, Nevada, to a mother who was an innkeeper's daughter and a father that was a tough Irish immigrant and gold miner. Her father struck it rich as a miner and then reinvested in railroads and real estate to generate an even bigger fortune. But his daughter rejected her parents' rough and tumble Western lifestyle to become a debutante in New York high society. Rosecliff was designed by Stanford White, who was also the architect for the Washington Square Arch and Madison Square Gardens. He based the design on the Grand Trianon at Versailles.
This is the ballroom in Rosecliff. It's the largest one in Newport.
The ballroom is lit with breathtaking chandeliers made with baccarat crystal.
This is the formal dining room. It's much lighter than what we saw in the Elms.
This is where the famous party scenes were filmed in The Great Gatsby. During the daytime, socialites in Newport also enjoyed playing tennis. This is the Newport Casino, where the tennis courts are grass. These tennis courts have been in continuous use since the 19th century.
Without a doubt, the family that most dominated Newport was the Vanderbilts. Cornelius Vanderbilt, also called the Commodore, built a fortune in shipping. Then he and his son, William Henry, parlayed it into an even bigger fortune in railroads. The Commodore's grandson, William K., built one of the most beautiful mansions in Newport, called Marble House.
This is Marble House, built by William K. Vanderbilt.
It was designed by Richard Morris Hunt, who also designed the New York Metropolitan Museum and the pedestal of the Statue of Liberty.
This is the formal dining room at Marble House.
Its design is based on the Salon of Hercules at Versailles. This is the ballroom at Marble House that was sometimes called the Golden Room.
Despite being smaller than ballrooms in other mansions, it is by far the most ornate. The matriarch of Marble House was Alva Vanderbilt, who after divorcing William K. became one of the central leaders in the women's suffrage movement.
This is Alva Vanderbilt's bedroom in Marble House.
But the most amazing mansion in Newport was built by William K.'s more successful brother Cornelius. This was the Breakers that was built by the Vanderbilts and is the largest mansion in Newport. Like Marble House, it was also designed by Richard Morris Hunt. Unfortunately, Cornelius Vanderbilt II died just 5 years after it was completed.
Visitors to the breakers enter into the Great Hall and immediately are overwhelmed.
This is the Great Hall of the Breakers. The ceilings are 50 feet tall. During the Gilded Age, debutantes will be presented by walking down the staircase behind me. This is the Vanderbilt State Dining Room in the Breakers.
It is the largest and most elaborate dining room that we saw in Newport.
This is the music room at the Breakers. Its design is based on the Hall of Mirrors at Versailles. The music room at the Breakers was often used for recitals or by the Vanderbilts, who were accomplished musicians themselves.
The Gilded Age ended with the creation of progressive income tax and big government in the early 20th century.
But we can still feel the ambition and optimism of this powerful period of American capitalism when we visit Newport. People still live in mansions on the Newport coast.